So, hello, this is Captain Sweep of Planetary Guardians, and I have been sent a message asking for a little assistance. And I think I just have to go deeper into questions, and I'll go over to you guys first, and if you'll introduce yourselves first, and each sort of say perhaps why you think you're here, and together we'll start to create a container for an intention for what this meeting is going to be about, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
So over to you, and your name, a little bit about yourself, and then each go into greater depth about why you're here.
Yeah, I think that was you, Diego.
Okay. Yeah, so my name is Diego. Also, yeah, Xanu, it's another name that resonates with me, and I'm just yeah, I'm here pretty much because I'm friends with Jorge, and we've been talking about, yeah, pretty much co-creating a few projects together, and it seems that, yeah, we're ready to keep learning, especially on the way we relate with the earth and nature. I find it, yeah, we're ready to start opening more up to the ways of nature, and yeah, that's what I've been learning in the last year, at least, coming forward for me. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What's your name again?
My name is Elijah, Captain Sweep,
Capi.
or Elijah, depending.
All right, got it.
Hello, I'm Melissa. So why this meeting, intentions, ideas, how I got here. We met in the summer at the Eco Village briefly. I saw you working with the kids in the summer camp, and I've seen you doing a little, I've seen a bit of your work through Jorge. And right now I feel that my biggest work is being a mother, which is also part of building community and pulling community together. And we are so blessed that our community is starting to increase in size. So we're getting like faced with certain challenges. And for me, especially in communication and how to keep things flowing and moving and not get like stuck on the same habits, the same problem-solving ways that just like bring us in circles. And so this is the intention today, is to like meet these ideas. Yeah, come here with these. Well, I got here with these feelings. Yeah, and this is Simon. Yeah, if you can see him.
Hey, Simon. Hello. Hello.
Thank you for meeting us.
My pleasure.
All right, I guess. Next, my name is Jorge. I met with Elijah before, and well, I'm gonna tell you what started this message that you got from me. Is I've been like feeling like a need for a structure, for some sort of structure, like a weekly schedule or map. And like a few days before I sent you the message, I stumbled upon this circular mapping of the calendar that was related with the medicine wheel and also with communication. So Elijah's been working on this for a long time, and I feel like going with what you worked for is gonna join us in that program together. Like start like working together in that sense of knowing how is it that like I used to want to know more about the maps and about how that structure works for you, and and how we can use it practically for our lives.
Okay. Shocking.
And the front of our books is full of spirals. How does structure work in a spiral? I'm Serena, and I almost met you at the Eco Village this summer. I think we were passing and people were like, oh, you should meet this guy, Elijah. We were playing with or observing some of the games and planet systems I think you had helped to create. I'm here on this earth today to help connect people back to the wild and to play with children and hold space for them in nature. And I work with 8 shields, so I work with circular maps, and I love maps, and I have many different layers of circles built on each other. So I'm looking forward to opening up to more maps and ways of systems.
Okay. Okay. Nice lighting effect.
we're like,
I'm honestly not doing that. Hey, even the universe is okay. Stop that. Okay.
I feel like we're traveling through space or something.
Like,
The spaceship was activated.
Well, it may be true because I sort of work on milestones, it seems, where I have to wait for other people to do certain things in order for me to progress. Because I've been sort of very Sagittarian-like in the future, designing an ideal system that is a structure, but it takes other people to use it. And it's a team-based system, and it's a mental operating system that can be custom designed to any job, any organization, and any community. But also, you can use it to design something yourself together in terms of looking at how can you work as a team, let's say of 4 people, and perhaps being a media team, or perhaps being something which you don't even know yet because you haven't looked at all of your gifts and how they work together, and how that, those Ninja Turtles come together in battle. In a sense, you don't know until you decide you're a Ninja Turtle. And right now you may just think you're a chicken, or you may think you're a wolf, or everyone's carrying different medicines, and those medicines are tied to the land, and those medicines are tied to each other, but we may not always acknowledge it, and we may not always assist each other to bring those gifts into the world, because we've been raised in a very competitive environment, and most of us have these shields up, and most of us are protected, and we're not we may not know what it really means to have a synergistic team where those people are there to support you, and those people are there to love you, and you don't have to worry about your weaknesses coming through, because they will come through. But you're there in such a safe environment that you start to thrive. And I'm not saying you're not thriving right now. I just in the environments that we've grown up in, we had to really protect ourselves. And so the maps are ideal visions of the future, which you can then design what you want together, but they act on sacred geometry. They are sort of carving your dreams in the noosphere. The internet is bringing us all together, and each of us is connected through a World Wide Web anyway, through our species kind of like the mycelium that connects the mushrooms. We're all connected together, and now we have the ability to restructure our DNA by redesigning our minds, by taking control of our inner world and figuring out how to structure your mind so that you work together in such a manner that you are now, again, parts of a whole that started with an ideal design that you would go through a process of learning, I guess, by working with me and attempting to figure out how to do this, because I haven't done a lot of it in terms of with like, I don't really know you people, right? So I research for 25 years, but I haven't, a lot of it is my own playing. And so I think you saw, like, at our Eco Village was a kind of an attempt or a touch of beginning to show some of this work to the world. And maybe I'll show you the main reference point if this Blair Witch Project thing just, just
Yeah, like, I'm just so curious, like, turn the light off and then back on. And you somebody that is.
That's how you imagine it.
Yeah, it has a perfect tempo though. Yeah, like,
one thing I'd like to show you is this is a tetrahedron, and Buckminster Fuller figured out that the world is actually organized in tetrahedrons rather than cubes, but we use these XYZ axis for our world. And so the tetrahedron is different. And if you start to place concepts on these, you're creating the geometry of thinking. You're starting to make thought cells. You're starting to organize your mind like molecules and matching the order of the universe with the order of your mind.
wow.
So each of you, if each of you is one of these corners, you're creating a whole, right? This is the first whole of structured anything, right? You start with 1, you go to 2 and you have a line, and you go to 3 and you have plate, and then you go to 4 and you have your first solid object. So each of you, if you each take one of these 4 corners, you see that there's 3 and then there's 1 that's sort of leading, right? So each of these can change, and each of you can be a different leader depending on how and what the situation is. Each of you has a certain gift that is more appropriate perhaps at a different time, and for the others to know that. So it's not just, you got to know your gift, but then you got the other people have to know that you know your gift, and you have to know they know your gift. And like,
Yeah,
it's like the Incredible Hulk, right? You know, sometimes we don't want the Incredible Hulk to use his gift because he's going to bash the crap out of everybody. So anyway, I'm talking a lot. Before I show you the time translator, I just want to give it up to you guys if you got any questions or if you feel stimulated enough to chat.
I have just like a general questions last idea. Just I mean, I find the topic really interesting, but yeah, the light going on and off is kind of a bit distracting. So I'm just super curious, what would happen if you turn your light switch off for a few seconds and then let it off and then turn it back on? Maybe that could.
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah, I read the things. Nice. Oh yeah.
Now I could be the dark face. If you prefer the dark face. I think
Nice. That's better.
Anyway, let's see if that did it.
Great.
Sorry about that. That's
all good.
anything other than lighting problem and lighting questions?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm really resonating with the information you're giving and how we all have our unique gifts, and it's important to acknowledge them and to know them, and then yet to be able to share them as a team, because we all can bring forward something, but sometimes, as you mentioned, we forget to do so because of fear or of not knowing our own gifts, or out of not having that open communication. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, what you're talking about is something we're experiencing right now. The points and the different leading and how to work together, but also the recognition and perhaps the lack of recognition and how competition is coming in and fading out. And I feel like this is exactly the point that I'm at right now. The things that I'm at and that we're playing with right now is, you're like hitting it on the nose, the things I'm experiencing. So yeah, I'm listening.
From my part, I know we're not going to be able to cover all of it in 1 hour. So I was seeing like this first 1 hour, like an introduction of maybe what we can look into after. But this is something really, really great.
Mm.
All right. I don't have any questions, just open ears and curiosity.
Nice. Yeah,
I apologize for my lighting, but it seems it's one or the other. So we're gonna have to think we're in a bit of a dance show.
it's up to you. You
Disco
can maybe.
time. Oh wow, this is the wheel. Hey, this is the
Can
wheel.
you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so this is called the time translator, and it has 9 cycles of time. And the outer layer is the zodiac.